Today on Hands On Photography, I am going to answer a question that I get just about every single day, whether it's in my social media, whether it's something that comes through my email. But this is a pretty common question regarding the world of photography and cameras. And yeah, let me just go ahead and address that now on the show. Y'all stay tuned.
This is TWiT.
No ads, just the content. That's what you get when you join Club TWiT. You even get extras like TWiT Plus, our new bonus feed just for members, and exclusive access to the Club TWiT Discord community. Join now for just $7 a month and support TWiT as we continue to create top-notch podcasts you expect and deserve. We're just getting started, so be one of the first to join as we build Club TWiT from the ground up. You could be an early member. Go to twit.tv/clubtwit to learn more and sign up now. Thanks.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Ant Pruitt, and this is Hands On Photography here on TWiT TV. I hope y'all are doing well. I am unbelievable as always. It's the most wonderful time of the year where we are sitting down and getting different tips and tricks to be a better photographer and better post-processor and just kick off this year with a great bit of momentum. Hope y'all are doing all right. Let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode, y'all. So I've been getting a pretty consistent question in my email. I've been getting a pretty consistent question in my social medias. And I figured I should do an episode on it because I get this question quite a bit. And I've been answering those emails and messages. But I figured I should just do a show episode about it because it's pretty daggone popular. And then considering right now, this is post-holiday season, people have been able to do a little bit of holiday shopping because they got some post-holiday shopping because they got gift cards and things like that. And they come to me and they ask me one particular question, and it's always dealing with some money. And that question is regarding the wonderful world of photography. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up one of these sample emails. I'm gonna go ahead and switch on over to my screen right now. Hi, Ant. Looking to buy a camera for my son. Any recommendations would be appreciated. Thanks. Yeah, that's just one of the emails that I get that is very similar to that. Hi, Ant. I'm buying a camera for my son. Ant, I'm buying a camera for myself. Ant, I'm upgrading my camera. Ant, which camera should I buy? Or Ant, what do you think about this camera? And yeah, they're all pretty similar. And I want to try to address all of that. But yeah, let's pause for a second and then we'll get on into the answer. Okay, so it is now post-holiday season. You've gotten yourself a bunch of gift cards to go out and buy yourself some new photography gear, and particularly a camera. And as that email said previously, you're wanting to find a camera for yourself to get into photography, or you're trying to upgrade your camera and things like that. So how am I going to answer this question? The answer to the question that I always retorted with before I get into what camera someone should buy, there's two things to consider. First is your budget. How much money are you ready to spend? Okay. I can advise on a bunch of different cameras, like right now we got on the horizon the Nikon Z9 full frame mirrorless professional body camera that thing looks sick. I talked about it over on Tech Break several weeks ago, and I would highly recommend that camera to some people, but I can't recommend that camera to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I always have to find out what the budget is. And then next, I want to know, is this a gift for yourself? Is this something for a person that's just getting started? Or are you a photographer that is, you've been shooting for a little while on your point and shoot or on your smartphone, and you're just wanting to, air quotes, upgrade your photography gear? All of that stuff makes a difference. And if you want to look at it from the standpoint of someone that's just getting started with photography, I highly recommend, taking a look at something that's well under $1,000. Because sometimes people go out and buy these really expensive cameras just to get started with, and they end up putting the cameras down for a week and picking up maybe once a month and things like that. And it's a total waste. And sometimes they even just flat out forget the cameras. So again, addressing the budget and addressing the scenario, I would always tell people, all right, how much you want to spend, and if you're brand new, don't spend over $1,000. Go something, maybe the $500 to $700, something like that, because that's going to still give you nice image quality, and it's going to give you a decent amount of tech that's actually up to date in that price range, when it comes to dealing with autofocus and things like that. DSLRs are still out there in the wild, even though that is a technology that's pretty much dead. You're not going to see many DSLRs being built in the future. So if you want to try a DSLR, that's fine. Just know that that's not necessarily something that's going to be here 10 years from now. They probably won't. So they're going to be a lot cheaper in many instances, something like the Canon T7, something along those lines, the Rebel T7. Or you can take a look at some of the more entry-level mirrorless bodies from the likes of, again, Canon and Sony and Nikon. On the Canon side, I always like to recommend the M50 Mark II or even the M50 Mark I. These are smaller bodies, something that's really, really portable, because most people want something that's portable these days. They don't want to lug around something that's too heavy, especially if they're just sort of casually shooting. So they don't want the device to just sort of be in the way and getting in the way of enjoying just different experiences and whatnot. So the Canon M50 Mark II is something I would recommend. Miss Vanessa Joy was on the show previously. She showed off the capabilities of that camera with her budget photography photo shoot series that she's been doing on her channel. Mr. Victor will pull up the previous episode here in the BRoll right about now. But yeah, that's one body line. But if you want to step it up just a little bit more, maybe take a look at the offerings from Sony with the A7 Mark IV. That's a little more expensive. But if you want to go back down just a hair, the A7 Mark III is still fine. It's an older body. The autofocus isn't as great as the Mark IV, but it's still going to be pretty nice and give you really good image quality. It's mirrorless. It's smaller. It's got much better weight as far as being portable. It's a nice option. But yeah, that is generally my retort when it comes to that particular question. It's not something that you can answer for everybody with one particular answer. It's going to be a lot of different caveats in there. I'm again partial to Canon, so I would recommend the R5. I'm not so sure I would recommend the R3 just yet, but that camera, the R5 and the R6, those are solid cameras. They're mirrorless, beautiful video capability, beautiful color science. The new lens mount on it is really, really great from a tech standpoint, and the lenses that you can get for that body is just so dadgum sharp. Probably a little too sharp, but that's just how I would want. That's something that I would want for myself. That's probably not something that's built for you, so your mileage may vary. But anyway, I did want to address that and just say, hey, feel free to continue to ask that question, but it's going to depend on your scenario. Okay. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Again, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, shoot me an email, hop@twit.tv, just like everybody else has been doing. I answer them as fast as I can, and sometimes I feature those emails here on the show with your written consent. Or you can also give me a follow over on social media. Go ahead and search for me on Instagram. I am Ant_Pruitt on Instagram. Search for me over there and check out my images and posts there, and feel free to tag me in some of your photography and let me see what you're shooting, because I do enjoy checking that stuff out. And I'm also over on Twitter. I am Ant_Pruitt on Twitter, where I love to just chit chat, converse, share stuff that's going on at TWiT. And every now and then I'll talk a little trash about certain football teams that I don't like. All right. But yeah, make sure you're following the show. Subscribe right now, whatever podcast application you're enjoying this on. Find all of the subscription options on the website, twit.tv/hop. That's twit.tv/HOP. All right. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you again for the support. Thank you to my man, Mr. Victor, for making me look and sound so good each and every week. And brother, here's to another great year with you and I doing this show, Hands on Photography. I really do appreciate everything you do for me, my man. Real talk. All right, folks, we will catch you next time here on the show. Now, continue to safely create and dominate, and we'll catch you next time.